just call the number.
This hour of the CHEO Telethon is brought to you by McEwen, Fuel and Convenience, getting you there.
You're watching the CHEO Telethon, live on CTV.
Welcome back. Thank you to McEwen for sponsoring this hour of the program. By supporting community programs and initiatives, McEwen continues to embrace its rural heritage. McEwen's headquarters are in the heart of Maxville, Ontario. The development and rehab team is about helping that child be as functional as they can be in daily life so they can participate at home and at school and in their community. Sue Mendelson is the Director of Development and Rehab at CHEO and joins us now. We were just talking and I almost got caught on camera because I know you're doing important work. Tell us about when kids come to your department, what sorts of things are they facing and how do you go about helping them?
Okay, well, we have a really large department with many different health professionals, physiotherapists, speech therapists, recreation therapists, nurses, doctors, audiologists, you name it, we do it. And it's really all about helping kids and youth who have some type of disability. Maybe that's a physical disability, a hearing impairment, a developmental issue, or just a complex medical condition that affects their day-to-day functioning.
And a lot of the work you do, not all of it, but a lot of it does seem to focus on helping them communicate and connecting them. How important is that for children?
That's hugely important. Communication is really the foundation of being human and how we interact, how we learn, how we socialize, how we make friends. So that is a big piece of what we do, but it's not the only piece. We also help kids to walk, we help kids to use their hands. We help kids experience and discover their passion and their interests through things like recreation therapy, make maximum use of their hearing. It's all about finding what their strengths are and helping and understanding what their long-term goals are and helping them get there little by little, step by step.
What is it like to be a part of a breakthrough?
It feels,
must be amazing.
It is amazing. It is amazing. I've worked here for over 30 years. I've seen lots of kids truly reach their potential. And even if they're just making a small step in the right direction, that feels like we have made a huge difference in someone's life.
We're all looking forward, but I can imagine because of the physical work you do, the pandemic was particularly challenging. Were you concerned about, you must have been concerned about that and the kids that maybe didn't get what they normally would have received?
Absolutely. That was a very, very difficult time for the kids and the families. We had to figure out how to deliver care in a virtual way in many cases. We did some really innovative things to make that happen, but certainly that pandemic slowed things down. There were many children waiting for our services that they desperately need, and it's taking us a long time to catch up on all of that. And lots of kids, their development was directly affected by lockdowns, not being able to go to school, not being able to go to daycares, and so we're seeing an increase in the children who actually need our services now as a result.
Even though by many measures the danger of the pandemic has passed or has lessened, the ripple effect is still being felt in what you do.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
And we are trying always sort of new ways of working, different approaches to interventions to try to serve as many kids as we possibly can and help them out.
The connection to donors and to this side of things for the work you do you want to talk a bit about that?
I would love to talk about that. That's what we're here for. It's truly essential. We rely on donor support for a number of things. One thing is equipment. So many of our programs use very specialized equipment, robotic walkers, power wheelchairs, different types of hearing aids. And that is not necessarily funded by our government funders. And if we really want kids to be able to adapt and become independent, we need to give them access to those tools. Research is another big thing that our donors help fund so that we can discover what are the best types of intervention and for which kids. And then, of course, there's very specialized programming we offer. We have music therapy. We have child life services who help make a child's experience in the hospital as normal as it possibly can be and bring a little bit of fun. Those are just a couple of examples of the kinds of services that we could not offer without our incredible donor support.
Whether it's music, movement, communication, you're hoping for more connections and it's great to have you on to talk about this. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Sue Mendelson. We're going to head to Leanne Cusack now, another check that will help Sue and others do the work they love to do.
We now have an Olympic give, a Greek Olympics give, and a Brady Bunch-esque sort of looking screen. Lovely to see all of you. Please introduce yourselves.
I'm Alex Zirwa.
I'm Jason Sadawi.
I'm Ella Van Horn. Sam Mastriani.
I'm Joe Sanchez.
And I'm Nicola Brooks.
And Sam, I understand, and we can tell that you wear many hats. And so you are going to tell us exactly what unfolded during the Greek Olympics. We're getting sort of a sorority fraternity vibe. Are we correct?
Yeah, that's most certainly correct. So Greek Olympics is a yearly fundraiser that we hold in support of CHEO and other organizations. It's happened since 1980s. And pretty much what we do mainly is a bottle drive, where we raise most of our funds, and then we do have an athletic component and a social component to it as well.
Well, we're really grateful to you, and you have brought along an Olympic-sized check for
$6,200.
Fantastic. You are all gods and goddesses to the children at CHEO. Thank you very much.
Well, CHEO Preschool is a unique setting that offers many services for children with a variety of challenges, attain a level of independence. Miro and Isaac, who are here, have two boys who are currently attending CHEO School, Caleb and Elias. And their sister Evie joins us here too, which is wonderful. It is a very special place. I've had the good fortune to be there a few times to visit the CHEO School. Tell me what brought your boys to the CHEO School.
Initially, our son Caleb was diagnosed with Sjogren-Larsen syndrome in 2019. And at that point, we were getting some therapy services there on a weekly basis. So physio, occupational therapy, and then speech therapy. And that kind of led us to being introduced to the CHEO School, where he got accepted for junior kindergarten and senior kindergarten. And then shortly after, Elias was diagnosed too, and same deal. So,
Isaac, how much do you appreciate the program they're able to put on there for your boys?
Absolutely. It's a huge opportunity for them to be able to go there and to be able to get all the services they need. We're very lucky and blessed to have CHEO here in Ottawa, and yeah, we count our lucky stars that we get to be part of that program there.
Is Caleb preparing to transition out to community school? It'll be a big jump. Does Caleb want to tell us what he likes about the CHEO School?
Caleb, do you like going to école?
En français aussi, c'est bon.
Tu dis oui?
And what about Evie? You get a chance to visit your brothers at school. What do they like doing when they're at school, Evie? It's a cool place, right? Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. I've been there for musical concerts and whatnot. Are you kind of amazed at what they've been able to help the boys to do?
Yeah, very much so. They've been really supportive, offering all sorts of services. Like, for example, the backpack was, I think, just like a trial. They wanted to kind of prototype this backpack for a wheelchair, and Caleb, they gave it to us for free. It was just like a trial that they wanted to try out, and they asked if Caleb would be, I guess, the guinea pig in a sense with trying it out, and that's been amazing. And just having all the services on site, because before they were accepted to the school, we'd have to go individually for every single appointment, one after the other, and now them being in school, they have it all there. So
right there.
That's really nice. We don't have to be there for the appointments. So.
This backpack looks really cool. So he has everything he needs, and he can kind of access it himself right in front. Yeah.
Do you like your backpack?
Before, it used to be on the back of the chair.
You like your backpack?
A drink, some crayons.
Yeah. And it swings open for him.
Oh yeah. This is great. I love it. What has been the biggest milestone achieved there that maybe you weren't even sure it was possible?
Biggest milestone?
It's a good question. I mean, with their particular diagnosis, there isn't a sort of carbon copy of what we can expect. Every child is different and unique. So it's been different to sort of gauge those milestones. But with Caleb, just the development in his speech, both in French and English, has been huge and instrumental just in communicating with us and the rest of the family. And then Elias has made, huge strides in his physical strength and his abilities with his walkers, and that's definitely thanks to all the work that CHEO does with the kids.
Every child in the family is unique, and at the school as well, as you say, and it's a wonderful thing the way the kids seem to kind of support each other in that school program? Have you really loved meeting the other families who attend the school?
Yeah, it's been really nice. Caleb talks about his friends all the time. Like, there's only 6 kids in his class, so it's really nice the ratio and how much support every single one of them gets, and going to birthday parties and all
Lovely.
that. It's been fun.
Is there a teacher you'd like to shout out or any message you'd like to send to CHEO while you have a chance here?
Madame Céline is Caleb's teacher, and Sarah and Parker have been really great for Elias at the CHEO preschool as well. They've been a huge, huge support. I love them.
Awesome. Thank you to you all. It's lovely to have your whole family here. Thanks so much for coming on.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
And we are going to go to another CHEC presentation now, one that involves a winter sport that a lot of you love out there, a little curling action. Leanne?
Thanks so much. We are now joined by a rock star in the world of curling, Ottawa's Lisa Weigel, Olympian, here to make all of the kids at CHEO feel like gold medal winners today. And Lisa, this is in honor of Olympic curling champion Sandra Schmirler, I understand. Tell us about your event and your donation.
Yeah, this is a grant from the Sandra Schmirler Foundation, which was created over 20 years ago in Sandra's memory. She was our first Olympic gold medalist in curling, and she passed away at the age of 36 and had 2 young children. So this foundation was created in her memory and her legacy, with the vision that babies all across Canada can grow up to be a champion like Sandra.
Oh, so beautifully said. And you have brought along a check for how much, Lisa?
For $50,000, and this is from our donors all across Canada, and it's to help support the purchase of an ECMO machine for CHEO.
Thank you very much for being with us today, and on behalf of the Children's Hospital and all of the patients there, we thank you, and we thank the legacy of Sandra Schmirler.
Thank you.
Curlers coming through in a big way. Let's head back to CHEO. Our kid reporter Delphine is taking us to the ophthalmology clinic.
Hello, my name is Delphine, and today I'm here at the ophthalmology clinic at CHEO. Dr. Fournier, what are some of the reasons some kids need to visit the clinic here at CHEO?
All kinds of reasons. Sometimes they have eye alignment problems. Sometimes kids have problems like cataracts, like what you had when you were very little, but sometimes kids get cataracts later. Sometimes kids have glaucoma, which is an even more rare eye disease, and they need special tests.
I've heard this is one of the busiest spots at CHEO. Is that true? How many kids come here each year?
It is true. It's very busy. We see over 8,000 kids here every year.
What do you love most about your job?
What I love most is using all the neat instruments that we have.
There's lots of cool things in the clinic for the kids. What is your favorite thing?
My personal favorite are the toys in the back of the room. They've been designed by our own biomedical team, which is really cool.
I really like those too, and I also really like the projector in the waiting room.
Oh, yeah, that's a fun one. I like that one too.
Let's head back to Leanne Cusack for another CHEC presentation. Leanne.
It is a true pleasure to introduce you to longtime CHEO fundraiser Noah Muldoon. Great to see you, Noah. Noah, how old are you?
8.
I understand you started fundraising a very long time ago for the children at CHEO. How old were you? How old were you when you started?
4 years old.
And what made you decide to do this?
Other kids had to stay longer than me, so I asked my parents why they had to stay longer, and they said some kids are more sick. So I asked how I could help, and they said fundraising.
Well, I understand you've been very busy at that. You started by emptying your piggy bank, and then you started by doing things like making bath bombs and dog treats and hot chocolate kits, and you even held a trivia night to support CHEO. Really, really lovely of you, and you've brought along a virtual check for
$5,285.
That's a lot of hot chocolate, and that is a lot of beautiful philanthropy, Noah. Thank you very much for being part of this telethon with us and for having such a big, beautiful heart.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
No, you can stay all day.
So many great kids on this telethon. Our next guest Very impressive. Speaks 4 languages, English, French, Bosnian, and Arabic. Also has a passion for robots. Not a doctor just yet, though. 12-year-old Armin Aljic is a cancer survivor and this year's champion child. Armin, thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
So how does that feel to be a champion child, to be an ambassador for CHEO like that?
It feels awesome.
Yeah.
It feels awesome to represent CHEO and all the cancer patients.
Yes, awesome. And I can tell just by meeting you that you do a wonderful job at that. You had a really cool experience recently, right? You got to go to Disney as part of Children's Hospital Week?
Yes, I did.
What was the best thing there?
I went on a ride. I don't remember what it's called, but it was pitch black and it went really fast, and I really liked it.
Does it go backwards at all?
It does not go backwards.
Okay, I could probably try that sometime too. That's the question I always have to ask my kids
Yeah.
at Disney. That's really, really cool. So you've been sharing your experience as a cancer patient. You were diagnosed in 2020, right?
Yeah.
Burkitt's lymphoma.
Exactly.
Burkitt's syndrome, which is a type of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Yeah.
And you had some really, really tough treatments during that time, some tough chemotherapy treatments.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was the worst part of that, going through those treatments?
Well, during the 4th cycle, it was really hard. I had all kind of symptoms, and it was really hard on me and my family. And I had to go twice on the 4th treatment, but the second time I had medication to help.
Pretty miserable, but you got through all of that. You had that moment where you got to ring the bell because treatment was done?
Yes.
How did that feel?
It felt awesome. I felt free.
You felt free. That's beautiful. And did you look over at your parents to see what they were feeling?
Yeah.
And how happy were they?
They were extremely happy.
So you now, as a young guy, you're how old?
12 years old.
12 years old. You're going and telling other kids, you're letting other kids know what the experience is like, maybe so they have a little bit of hope and they know what they're going to be going through?
Yeah.
Why was that important to you to do that? Why did you want to do that?
Well, just so they know whatever you do, just keep fighting and don't give up.
Yeah, absolutely. And what is your favorite thing to do now that you're feeling better, when you're not at Disney?
Go play outside with my friends.
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
regular kid, right?
Exactly.
Is there any one person at CHEO or anything you'd like to mention that kind of made it easier when you had to go there? And no one wants to have to go there, but when you do, did someone help you get through it?
There was a playroom on the 5th floor, and it had pretty much every single entertainment you can think of.
Video games, all of that?
Yeah, they had like a pool board, air hockey. It was nice.
You said your mom is from Bosnia. That's why you speak Bosnian.
Yeah.
I was over there years and years ago. The kids love to play soccer. Are you
Yeah.
a soccer fan at
Yeah.
all? Yeah. What is your favorite sport? Is it soccer or something else?
Basketball.
Basketball. Okay. Yeah. So you got to keep growing.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff. Are you going to keep talking about this to help other kids? Is that your plan?
Absolutely.
Love it. It's a pleasure to meet you, and congratulations on being a CHEO champion. That's awesome.
Thank you.
We are going to go back to Leanne now for another Czech presentation. Leanne.
Nick Hem joins us now, representing Spirit Halloween Stores with a very special give. Very sweet fundraisers you and your team have organized there. Nick, please tell us all about it.
So my staff gets very excited. So it's called the Spirit of Children. We like to make hospitals less scary for kids. We also do a big party when we can for the kids and send costumes. My staff do fundraisers and are really into it just to make as much money as we can for the hospital.
Well, you can tell that you have a spirited number of teams in all of your locations. We want to thank you very much because you have brought along a check for
$59,876, which represents Kingston, Ottawa, and Cornwall locations.
Beautifully. Thank you so, so much, Nick, and please thank the team.
I will for sure. We very much appreciate working with CHEO.
Another big number, great to see. In a hospital, having the chance to practice and be prepared for actual emergencies is critical. A simulation lab at CHEO attempts to get everyone ready. Here's CTV's Peter Sperling.
2, 3, 4, 5.
When every moment counts.
As the clock is ticking and you're trying to think, what is going on here? How can I address this problem? How can I help this person?
And while this person is a mannequin baby, situations like this will still get your heart rate going.
Because if I have like my exercise watch on, I've gotten some alerts that my heart rate's very high.
This is the CHEO Sim program, a simulation lab with learning experiences that closely match real life, so everyone knows what to do.
The better the simulation, the more you learn and can take away from it. So at times it can be intimidating, but the whole point is you get to practice those skills with your team. And then the next time you see that situation, it's a lot less scary.
Situations like those involving cardiology. The lab has 2 rooms and a debriefing space.
So our new sim lab, both rooms actually look like real patient environments. And so when you get into that space, you can achieve that realism. You really do feel like you're with a real child. The monitors are real, the oxygen is real, the equipment is real, and all of that really brings that sort of environment to you to make you feel like you're with a real patient.
And yes, the mannequin's chest moves, and eyes even blink.
Blinks, moves, it can have seizures. It looks quite realistic. If the baby doesn't have enough oxygen, his face turns a little bit blue, we can make them cry, we can put vital signs up on the board. So it really does look like a real patient.
Practice and training to help build a confident team.
So nice to see people come together and be able to practice things as a team and give some feedback and walk away knowing that people feel a little bit more confident in their skills.
The lab used by everyone, from those answering phones, medical students, healthcare professionals, to even families with children with various medical issues.
And so bringing families into the lab, using dolls to actually replicate those experiences can help families when they're in a crisis at home.
Simulations are also important for patient safety.
We use simulation to test and refine policies. We use simulation to test and edit new spaces. We even use simulation to test and try new equipment.
The lab made possible by donor support.
So it really has elevated the level of education and experience that we can provide here at CHEO.
It is a team game in the lab there.
Yes.
Just as it is right here in our studios. Matt Scooby has a little help once again, Matt.
Yes. Junior reporter there.
Yeah, there's a couple of, well, there's someone else hanging out here. He's found a microphone. So I think in no time, Grandma Patricia, I might be out of a job. Right, Asher? Are you gonna take over for me? Okay, it's all you, buddy. Go ahead. Okay. Gonna tell people to call in? No. Okay. Well, we're working on it. We'll get there by the end of it. But we have another miracle match coming up here very shortly, and a lot of great things still to come in the telethon. Hey, we're over halfway done. That QR code is on your screen in case you want to scan that. Grab your phone, take that up. What are you talking to me right now? Are you going on? No, okay. We're getting there. But again, we still have lots more to come from over here in the miracle match and with our virtual phone bank. Grandma Patricia.
All right. Well done, Asher and Matt. Good to see that.
Absolutely. We're going to go back to Leanne, who's doing it all on her own for us today. Leanne.
Get ready for a sun salutation and for your heart chakra to feel wide open. Steve Neville and Randy Rafi are the co-founders of 24-Hour Yoga Palooza, a key fundraiser for CHEO and a personal one. Steve, please tell us how Cole is doing.
He's doing fantastic. In fact, he just recently finished out his first year at university. So from 5 years old, diagnosed with cancer, to today, it's been a journey, but it's a miracle, and it's all because of research that goes into childhood cancer at locations like CHEO.
And thank you so much for the work you have been doing. Randy, please tell us what you have raised for CHEO this year through Yoga Palooza.
We are really excited to announce that we've raised over $86,000 for CHEO and cancer research.
That is incredible. Thank you both so much. Thank all of the yogis and yoginis out there, and $86,000 plus of namaste.
Another wonderful check. Amazing. $86,000. Staff at CHEO are always finding new and innovative ways to get things done.
Katie Griffin finds out more about a new method of testing for hearing created at CHEO. Katie.
Thank you very much. Audiology is one of the busiest clinics at CHEO. It sees two groups of children, those with hearing loss and another group that needs a more innovative approach to testing where they need to rule out hearing loss. Joining me now is Marie Pigeon, an audiologist at CHEO and who was part of a CHEO first that's proving to be a game changer. Thank you very much for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me.
When it comes to hearing, testing depends on the needs of that particular child. Can you walk us through what a typical test may be?
Yeah, sure. So when we're doing kids, preschoolers are a really big group of kids that we see. The way we test preschoolers is using behavioral testing in a sound booth. So we teach them to play different types of listening games with us, and from that we're able to measure their hearing. So it's behavioral testing for preschoolers is the usual way of testing them.
And you and your team have created a new method of testing. How does the Awake ABR test work, and what's involved in that?
Yeah, so we do have at CHEO, we see a really large group of kids for whom that behavioral testing, it just fails them. It's not the right test for them. And so we needed to think of a way that didn't involve children's behavior to be able to test their hearing. Because some kids, that's not the right test. It's not the right fit. For instance, kids who have autism spectrum disorder or who are even suspected of having autism spectrum disorder. So we have another kind of test, auditory brainstem response, or ABR testing. We use that already on infants in natural sleep as the way we measure their hearing. But we thought that we could probably use that to modify the kind of protocols we use on infants in natural sleep, and we might be able to use it awake on toddlers and preschoolers who can't show us how they hear behaviorally. And so the Awake ABR is a set of electrodes on the head with some leads attached running into a computer and an earphone in the ear. And from that, we can actually watch the auditory system live. And it's can work. We've found a way that we can use this as a way to establish normal hearing in that group of children.
Why is this better than previous methods of testing?
This has just been, gives us more precise information, ear-specific, in a shorter amount of time, and uses a tool that we already had. Just in a more innovative way. So in that way, it's resource we already had, and it takes those kids off the list for waiting for sedated ABR, which is using up resources which were always pretty scarce and are really scarce post-pandemic.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks.
Now back to you at the desk.
All right, Katie, thank you. Well, a remarkable story now about the life-changing work at CHEO to help a young patient.
As CTV's Peter Sperling reports, a 10-year-old boy now has better hearing thanks to a device he had implanted at the hospital.
It's a sound many take for granted.
I can hear them chirping, and it kind of calms me.
Whether it's listening to birds out in nature or an easier time finding his friends when playing hide and go seek.
Because I can hear them maybe giggling.
Or other sounds.
Sounds of cars, sounds of the birds, sounds of animals, sounds of people talking in lower tones. He couldn't hear, and now he can.
10-year-old Eddie Prue has a device that's made a change in his life.
I can hear much better, and I can hear from far away.
It's made a difference big time, yeah.
He was born with microtia, a condition where someone is born with an underdeveloped external ear, often with no ear canal.
He was having a hard time to hear certain sounds, and the hearing aids that he was wearing weren't picking up these sounds.
Now he has a bone conduction implant surgically inserted at CHEO.
It's a permanent implant that's underneath the skin, and the sound quality is second to none.
These devices send vibrations through the bones of the skull directly to the inner ear.
Just like if you were to plug your ears and maybe scratch your head, it's actually louder with your ear plugged. So that means that the sound coming through your face or through the bone is being transmitted to your ear. And that's how this works.
And this is the part that's drilled into the bone.
When Eddie first heard with it,
he just said, "Wow, it just sounds like my other ear." And I thought that was super heartwarming.
hearing is important in the development of a child.
In the beginning, having good access to sound is really key for speech and language development. But then once you get into the school age years, it really is important, for social development, social interactions.
All right, here we go.
Eddie's journey started at CHEO at an early age. Audiologist Sarah Ryan has watched him grow.
Really is super rewarding. That's one of the reasons why I chose this career as an audiologist, because it really is rewarding giving a child kind of the gift of hearing and helping them through their hearing journey.
Devices like these are not always covered by provincial funding. That's why CHEO donor support is important.
We're able to bring world-class care to patients who wouldn't otherwise have it.
Well, as soon as we found CHEO, Eddie's life just changed.
I love that audiology lab. It's fascinating work. Amazing what they can do.
Especially when it turns on and there's a huge
There
change.
it is.
It's awesome.
Yes.
We're going to head back to Matt Scooby for a Miracle Match.
This Miracle Match is sponsored by Morin Financial Group.
Well, thousands of kids rely on CHEO every year. CHEO Dad Kirkwin knows exactly that every dollar donated to CHEO means. We thank Morin Financial Group and Kirk for the continued commitment to CHEO. Welcome, Kirk. Thank you so much once again for being our Miracle Match sponsor. Kirk, just briefly tell us your connection to CHEO, because I know I've heard it a couple of times, but for those that may be watching for the first time.
Yes. Our son Nicholas is a frequent flyer at CHEO, and he turned 18 in February, but managed to do one more stay at CHEO the week before he turned 18. And we've had tremendous care over the last 18 years, 5 neurosurgeries, back surgery, hip surgery, and countless visits to the ER and stuff over the years. And we're very grateful to have CHEO in our backyard.
And how special is it, Kirk, for you to be able to do this, to be able to support CHEO in this way every year?
Well, I've been doing it a few years now, and it really warms my heart every time to see people pick up the phone and making donations while we're able to help double that during this time. And it's been a great way to give back, as well as we do a golf tournament every year, and we're having it in 2 weeks, and looking forward to doing that as well.
Excellent. Look, very much. I know you always look forward to that too. We do as well. Thank you, Kirk, once again for the support this year. Appreciate it. Okay, let's get into it, shall we? Because this is another big one. $5,000. Look at Shubert right there. Right there. He's saying it's right now $5,000, and it'll start the clock, shall we? For this Miracle Match, we are getting close. We're more than halfway through the show, but we're going to match up to $5,000 thanks to Morin Financial Group right now as a result of your donations that are going to come in and give us a call. 613-730-CHEO, 613-730-2436 right now. This is the time to call. Give us a shout. We need to do like a little bit of dancing. If you're watching at home, right, come on, get up, dance with me, right? We're not going to do any music, but we just need to shake it out a little bit, get a little bit moving, right? Yeah, we dancing, let's go, because it's time to move. It's time for you to get the energy up, because we need you to call and donate right now. This is the time. Don't wait any longer, because I know there's still more show to come and we have lots more Miracle Matches. But if you're watching us right now, now is the time to call in. Even toll free, 1-833-744-2436. Even if you're outside of Ottawa, give us that call. You can still talk to a person. Eric, how much time do we have?
Yep. Research is key for kids like me. Don't miss this explosive 2-minute Miracle Match.
Eric, very simple, right? Just like Eric, we just talked about, Kirk's son just turned 18 and is going to move on to care, but there are so many others right now that need your help. How about the Kids Care Pharmacy? We talked about in some of the things that your donor dollars support over the course of not just today, but over the course of the entire year. There are kids that they need medicine right now, and they need it to be different flavors so they can have that medicine. The Kids Care Pharmacy at CHEO takes care of that, no problem, and you can help and be a part to help them out. This is halfway done. We're halfway done right now. There's going to be more yelling in the next couple of hours, because the urgency is increasing right now to be able to do that. So give us a call, 613-730. What? Asher, urgency. Jump. Get them to call. Get the people to call. Nothing? Okay, that's fine. Asher's not going to. He'll get there in 1 second. But give us a call right now. Piper, how much time do we have left right now?
There is 1 minute left in the Miracle Match, so please call to donate.
Yes. Hey, come on, right there. Asher, right there. Tell them to call. Say call now. See ya. Well, he's not going to say it. I'm going to say it for you. And you know who else is called? How about Jean Calvary? Gave $50, challenging everyone to support CHEO today. Robert Black donated $500. So grateful to have CHEO in our community. Yep. Guy Manier donating $100. Dr. Susie saved our baby girl's life 45 years ago. Do you have something to say, Asher? No? Okay, well, we're still going to have them up there, which is great. But no matter who it is, those people have donated already. We need your help right now. You can always go online, CHEOhospital.com. Things have picked up back here. Look, we actually have people on a physical phone. Look at that. That is great news right now. Everyone on this screen is talking. Everyone is taking calls. We're getting later in the day. We're getting close to dinner time. People are tuning in right now. So at least at this point, again, that's the excellent news. Okay, well, he's going to take off. We have 10 seconds left. More Rin Financial. Thank you so much for your support again, and thank you for tuning in. If you missed it, if you just tuned in, don't worry. We're going to have more of those coming up. Patricia.
Always so relieved that I'm not on camera when you start dancing, Matt. Thank you for that. We are going to go back to Leanne now with another CHEK presentation. Leanne.
Thank you. Delaney Frias and Ryder Pennington are students at St. Monica's School, and they represent St. Monica's Justice Committee. Lovely to see you both. I understand you were very creative during Lent, and you are here to answer our fundraising prayers. Delaney and Ryder, what is it that you and your fellow classmates did for CHEO?
So we most recently raised money for CHEO by doing some candy jar guesses, principal for half day, movie and snack bags in the gym, and games in the gym.
It all sounds like a lot of fun, and I understand someone got to be the principal for the day, or at least half a day. That must have been special. Why did you choose to help CHEO, Delaney?
So we chose CHEO because most of our members have like a personal connection with them, and it just seemed like suitable, you know?
Well, we're really glad. We know that you've both visited, or you've told me that you've both visited the hospital, and clearly you are very, very grateful because you have brought along a check for how much?
So the big check was $4,110.36.
Whoa, that is phenomenal, and that's a lot of guesses at the candy jar. Thank you very much, Delaney and Ryder.
Thank you.
Thank you to all of you. Well, during CHEO's busiest month last year, 3 times as many children were admitted to intensive care as in previous peak periods. The severe viral illness season hit CHEO hard to cope. CHEO opened a second intensive care unit. Here's more now from Adam Lamara, Director of Critical Care and Surgical Services.
Yeah, it certainly has been a historic year. We had an unprecedented surge here at CHEO in the fall. What we saw was we had upwards of 20 critical care patients in our PICU on 7 funded beds. That's about 280% occupancy rate. So significant strain on our system and our staff. So what we did was we opened up a second pediatric ICU in our surgical daycare unit. There's no doubt in my mind that we would never have been able to pull off what we did without the caring and dedicated staff that we have here at CHEO. Our critical care program is made up of talented, skilled individuals from our neonatal ICU, our pediatric ICU, our RTs, our transport team, our critical care transport team, as well as all of the allied health providers and physicians that work in those departments. And really, they were the ones that made this happen. We know now what we need to do to get through a crisis like that in the future. And what we need is equipment, we need staff, and we need to prepare ourselves, because this certainly may happen again here at CHEO.
We want to get out of the studio now, head out to the east end of the city. Jackie Perez is standing by, ready for a CHEK unveiling at LCBO. Jackie.
That's right, Patricia. Now, every year it's an annual tradition for LCBO to raise funds for children's hospitals across the province. Now, at this LCBO, or the LCBOs here in Ottawa, they've raised a record amount. But before we get to that, I want to hear from the general manager here, Pia. Pia, tell us the relationship with LCBO as well as CHEO.
Well, the LCBO has had a long proud partnership with CHEO, and it's something that's near and dear to everybody's heart. And I said, we all have a story, whether you have children or not. We're all touched by it one way or another, whether it's friends, family, extended family. So it's really great to give back to the community.
Giving back to the community is something that this store is known for. Top fundraisers. I mean, tell us the story behind these bears. I see that we have 3 here.
We have 3, and we were fortunate enough to raise the most amount of funds for CHEO, and every year we got a bear. So they're very near and dear to my heart, and so I keep them in the office till I retire.
And we're getting ready. Hopefully we'll get one this year as well.
I don't know if they're still available, but these are special.
Absolutely. Thank you, Pia. And we talk about CHEO and the effects it's had on many people's lives, and a lot of people here in Ottawa, it holds near and dear to their hearts as well, including Dan here. And Dan, you have a special story for us that you'd like to share.
Yeah, so unfortunately my daughter, when she was younger, she suffered from quite severe epilepsy. So we spent quite a few nights and weeks there at CHEO when she was young. And I have to say that CHEO is by far the best hospital in the city. And I don't know that we would have made it through that difficult time without the fabulous doctors and nurses that are there, and all the volunteers too. Yes, it's an incredible hospital.
Paula, is there anything else you want to add as well in terms of your experience being at CHEO with your family?
I have been fortunate. My experiences have had to be very limited because my children don't have anything serious. But every time I've got there, they've greeted us, welcomed us, and we're amazing staff with us, checking in all the time.
Thank you so much for sharing your stories. And again, we are here at the LCBO in Orleans. And Pia,
yes,
you always have a challenge for your team here. We're joined by a lot of your members here today. And to be those top fundraisers, what's that challenge you set out to them every year?
In keeping with the LCBO's spirit of sustainability, we're really proud of this campaign. And so every year we kick it off in early in the holiday season, and we rally the troops, and it's all over Ontario, but here locally. And I challenge them to make all the employees to make a donation, and I usually kick it off with a donation myself. And we have CHEO come in, and we have coffee, and we talk about the importance of CHEO, and just the community involvement is amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Let's talk about that community involvement by revealing the big final total number. Are you ready, Pia?
I am so ready.
Are you all ready?
Yeah! So on behalf of the LCBO, we are so proud to donate $999,366.
Thank you so much, and congratulations, LCBO, for donating this record amount. And we're going to take it back to studio because we're not done here yet. We're going to head to another location, and we'll see you in about an hour. Back to you, Graham and Patricia.
Fantastic, Jackie. Almost $1 million. LCBO, always a huge part of the holiday season. And
for you, or for everyone?
For me, for everybody.
I think we can round up on that, can't we?
I think so.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
pretty close. That's amazing.
Yeah.
We want to go back now to Leanne with another really wonderful partner of CHEO's.
This telethon is about relationships, and CHEO's relationship with TD is celebrating a 30-year anniversary. Tara Lynn Hughes is the Senior Vice President of TD in Ontario. Tara Lynn, it is so great to see you. Quite a committed relationship. Tell us about this.
Hi, Leanne. Great to see you. Yes, it has been almost 30 years that TD colleagues and customers have been raising money for CHEO through the Children's Miracle Network and a whole host of fundraising activities. We are so proud to have been on this journey with CHEO for so long, and I am really excited to share a big number with you today.
I'm really excited to have you share that big number today, Tara Lynn. It's wonderful to hear numbers like this from bankers. You have brought along a check for...
All right, here we go. Drum roll, please. The big number we are so proud to share with you that TD has raised $232,000, $164 in support of CHEO this year.
Whoa. That is a beautiful total, so well delivered, and clearly this is a gorgeous, committed relationship. Thanks so much, Tara Lynn.
Thanks so much, Leanne, and just want to say a big thank you to CHEO and everything they do for all of us in the community.
Lots of green from two green corporations there.
Yes.
TD and LCBO.
Nicely
total
done.
of 1.2 million.
Like that. As
Mm-hmm.
we go back now to Matt at the phones. Matt?
How am I supposed to follow that, Graham and Patricia? We have with the LCBO and with TD. So big thank you clearly to those who are, again, huge supporters of CHEO and in particular the telethon. We'll try, but I was having a little chat with my friend over here a little bit earlier too. It's how long? Oh, we only have a couple hours left? Oh, we only have a couple hours left. Just letting me know and just being aware that we are almost at that time. So the numbers are on your screen. We're going to bring up the QR code as well that you can scan that to donate it, at least right now in the next little bit. That will go to CHEOTelethon.com. We'll keep you posted. We're going to get busy once again, Graham and Patricia.
All right, thanks, Matt. Well, a child who some thought may never speak is doing just that. He's walking too in his own way.
Milestones look different for every child, but thanks to dedicated doctors, family, and technology, kids like Malachi Ferreira are thriving. Here's Katie Griffin.
Every child that goes through the doors at CHEO has a story. For Malachi Ferreira, his first chapter began early in his life. Malachi was born 6 weeks early, spending almost 2 weeks in the neonatal intensive care unit at CHEO.
They kind of told me to expect that he would be delayed a little bit in milestones. As time kind of went on, he was about 10 months old. I realized, okay, he's still not sitting. He was having some difficulties with head control.
Malachi went back to CHEO, where at 17 months after a number of tests, he was diagnosed with cerebral palsy, a group of disorders affecting how he moves and the control of his muscles.
We were referred to lots of different doctors and specialists, and they kind of guided us through the whole special needs journey and come on, buddy. Having a child with a disability. It was all very helpful having that support from CHEO.
One leg.
Supporting Malachi through every chapter of his life, now using a walker and stander that help him with everyday activities along with a wheelchair.
We don't have hot dogs. Do you want a sandwich?
Malachi loves playing with his sisters Aaliyah and Aubrey. And
good morning.
Going to school.
All right, you ready? Big up, 1, 2, 3.
In kindergarten at CHEO School, he's thriving.
My teachers and my friends.
We originally were told that Malachi may not talk. When he first started speaking, it was just a few words here and there, and then it just...
That wasn't a long time.
All of a sudden, I was getting these big sentences, and then I started getting jokes, and it just kind of really flourished.
I know how much you like to be tickled.
School is where he also sees his physio and occupational therapist all in one place.
I'm gonna tickle you back. Tickle me back.
The kiddos, especially around his age group, get to come to school here, but also the therapists do come and visit the kiddos. They can take them out for portions of therapy, but really they also like to integrate the therapy in their daily routine.
Ready, 1, 2, 3, up.
The Department of Development and Rehab caters to diverse abilities. Donor dollars help fund equipment, field trips, and research.
I see the importance of, people giving back to CHEO because it can become such a big aspect of your life every day.
Malachi was part of a trial with a robotic gait trainer.
Here we go.
A device that helps move his legs in a very precise, repetitive pattern.
His whole body, like even his core, just felt stronger just after a couple of weeks of using the device. I noticed when I would put him in his regular walker, he was taking longer and higher steps as opposed to previously using his walker.
This is where the research dollars could support us to move along these technologies, bring them into the schools, bring them into the homes and in the lives of our patients.
Dr. Hannah Alazem wrote a book to encourage kids with physical challenges like Malachi to try new things. Proceeds go to CHEO.
I really wrote this book so that our patients, especially in the world of development and rehab, can really find a book that they feel represented in.
There we go.
And to encourage kids like this 6-year-old to live every chapter of their life to the fullest.
The things that seemed big before don't really seem big anymore. Those are just little things. And my hopes for him is just to continue being the happy little guy that he is.
And that happy little guy joins us right now. 6-year-old Malachi is here with his mom, Lindsay. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Can we start with you, because you are such a great talker now, and you were talking about what you love about school there. What is the best thing about the CHEO school for you?
It's about playing with my friends.
Playing with your friends, yeah?
Yeah.
Your mom says you've made some good friends this year. How much are you loving that for him, Lindsay?
Oh, it's so nice to be able to see him forming little friendships, and we have a lot of different play dates. So it's been really nice to see him create these little relationships.
And as a parent, it makes everything easier, right? When you can get physio, you can get all the different services you need right there where he's going to school, and it's one-stop shopping.
Oh, it's been so great, so helpful knowing that when he's at school, he's receiving all the different therapy services. So he gets physio, occupational, and speech therapy. So it's great that I know everything's taken care of when he's at school.
Can you imagine your life without CHEO, without the CHEO school?
Oh, I don't even know where I would start without CHEO. They've provided so much support for our family, and we've been referred to so many different services through CHEO. We've been really fortunate.
The equipment looks really great too, as Malachi was watching himself in his story that was on there. Some of the equipment you've had a chance to access and try out.
Yeah, we were very fortunate that we were able to do a trial with a Terexo device. So that helps, it's a robotic gait trainer, so it helps Malachi walk unassisted, and it made some really great changes in his body.
Malachi, what's your favorite thing to do at school with your friends? Is there one thing you really love that you do at school?
Playing and work.
Playing and work?
Yeah.
You like both. That's nice. And singing. And do you also like some tickles? Are you a tickle guy too?
No,
you're not? No?
I'm a tickle guy.
Tickle guys.
After I'm gonna be Cody Rosa.
All right. Well, I think you guys have some other stuff to talk about, so I want to thank you so much for coming in to meet us today, and best of luck with the rest of your school. It was lovely to see you, Malachi. Lindsay, thank you very
so much. Thank you for having me.
All the best to you both.
Thank you.
You're going to tickle me after, okay? And we're going to throw to another miracle match. I know Matt Scooby is standing by.
This miracle match is sponsored by Dan B Foundation.
Get her, Malachi. I love that, absolutely. Barbara Crook and Dan Greenberg are a philanthropic power couple. These community leaders inspire a spirit of giving, and we thank them once again for their dedication in supporting CHEO. Danby Foundation is matching donations up to $10,000 over the next 3 minutes. So you heard them. We've done this before. If you're just tuning in, start the clock because we are into it now. You have 3 minutes where your donation will be doubled over the course of the next 60, 120, 180 seconds. I can do some math. I'm not going to do the big important math, but I can do a little bit of math. I'm going to throw some more numbers at you here shortly, but the most important one you need to know is the one on your screen. 613-730-CHEO, 613-730-2436. The toll-free number is there too, 1-844, I'm not going to remember it, something 2436. It'll show up here in a second, but that's okay. We need to get everyone busy once again. I love how the phones light up as soon as we get it. Look at, call us, call them, right? People are looking for you. They're looking for the call. They can hear us right now in the virtual phone bank. That's wonderful. Lots of volunteers standing by to take your calls, to double your donations, because now is the chance to call. Did you know? How about this? And we talked about it a little bit earlier too. When it comes to the number of safety incidents at CHEO, no serious safety accidents in more than a year. They hit that milestone on May 14th. That's one number. Another number from the Gosh girls, Milia and Melania.
There's only 2 minutes left with this miracle match. What are you waiting for? Pick up the phone and donate now.
Malia and Melina, thank you so much for that. Why wait? Why wait to do it right now? There's no sense in waiting. How about another milestone for you from CHEO? Over the course of the last year, 100,000 patients on MyChart. If you've been to CHEO, you know what MyChart is, but they've been able to register 100,000 visits on MyChart for people that are able to access their test results, access their medical information, to be able to get them all logged in. That's how they make things easier, smoother, the process. That's all you can do. How about some more numbers? Let's talk about donations. How about this? $25 right now, donated right now. Danby Foundation is going to match that up to $50. How about $50 will be $100, all the way up as far as you want to go, but of course up to $10,000. But now is the chance to go right now. We need your support very badly, which is great, and we're getting close to the end. But how about Blakelyn and Courtney? Let us know how much time left we have in this miracle match.
Just 1 minute left in this miracle match. Call now.
Call now. It's very simple. That's all you have to know. It's just reach into the, not even on the touch-tone phone. It's right there. Just call right there. See the phone? It's right there. Just, hello, yes, I'd like to donate to the CHEO Foundation. Hello, it's nice to speak to you too. Yes, absolutely. I can do $5. Perfect. There's no amount that is too small right now. It doesn't matter. I know we know things are tough, but now is the time to call in if you want to support CHEO, if you want to support the kids or everything that they do for us in this community. Now is your chance to support them to do it. It's getting very warm in here. There's a lot happening right now, but you know what? That's a good thing. And if we're warm, we're working hard. You need to work just as hard right now to be able to get in and call us on the telephone machine. The internet machine also works right now. You've seen the QR code. Get online. We'll match donations there right now too, because it's that important and that vital. We're going to check in our total in just a second. What are you doing down here? We're working hard, Asher Scooby. What are you doing? That. Excellent. Well, that's okay. Providing the comic relief over here at this point. Danby, thank you so much, and thank you to everyone that just donated. Grandma Patricia.
A Scooby providing the comic relief. Who would
Who would have thought?
imagined?
And a Scooby stealing the show from a Scooby. Great to see Asher out there. We're going to check in with our tote board because we've had some massive checks, Patricia.
Some really nice numbers coming in. We're going to check this number on the screen for you right now. Look at that. Oh, $3,788,000. There's our crowd. There we go.
Heading to $4 million. Such a great afternoon so far with lots more to come.
Almost as many people as Bears in studio now.
Yes, the
Awesome
Bears
to see.
matching the people.
Quick break. We're going to be back for our next hour in just a moment after this lovely message from some CHEO kids.
Hi, I'm Samir. I'm 6 years old. So thank you for supporting the CHEO Telethon.
This hour of the CHEO Telethon is brought to you by McEwen, Fuel and Convenience, getting you there.
Hey everybody, we're Mahler, Rush, Jenny, and Brady from the Morning Hot Tub on the new Hot 89.9.
And we just want to say how lucky we are and how grateful we are to have a place like CHEO in the city that we live in. Where are you going?
And I just want to say thank you so much to all of the amazing volunteers for volunteering all of your time and everything that you do and donating your time. And speaking of donating, And we really want to encourage you to make donations today to CHEO. And thank you so much, everybody, for participating.
Now we're Mahler, Rush, Brady, and
Okay,
Jenny.
that's not right.
No.
Hang on. Okay, there we go. That's better.
Donate if you can. Monthly giving is one of the easiest ways to make a daily impact and help children and youth at CHEO. Consider becoming a monthly donor today, and Door Property Management will match your donation up to $25,000. Call now and make your donation online at CHEOTelethon.com to become a hero for CHEO. Families can count on CHEO because CHEO can count on you.